Ever feel like the world of finance is like stuck in the past?
Yeah.
Well, get ready to have your mind blown because today we're diving into a fictional scenario,
Okay.
but one rooted in like real trends where crypto and blockchain tech totally reshape the global economy.
All right.
It's 2028,
Wow.
and things are about to get very interesting.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Our crystal ball for this deep dive is an excerpt from a novel
Okay.
called The Dawn of Decentralia.
Interesting title.
And it imagines how some of these real-world trends in crypto and blockchain could unfold.
Yeah.
So picture this.
Yeah.
The world is recovering from a global recession, and trust in banks and governments is like at an all-time low.
I can see that happening. A
Yeah.
lot of people are frustrated right now.
People are like, is this all we got?
Right.
And this is where things start to get interesting.
Okay.
The novel introduces something called the Kyoto Accord.
The Kyoto Accord.
It's this global agreement
Okay.
that sets clear rules for cryptocurrencies.
Interesting.
Now I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking?
Regulation.
Regulation.
And crypto.
Uh-huh.
Don't those usually clash?
Yeah, I mean, you would think so.
Right? That's actually the fascinating part.
Okay.
In this scenario, regulation actually acts as like a catalyst. It's almost like,
A catalyst.
think about the early internet,
Yeah.
right? Once we had some ground rules, it like boomed.
Yeah, it took off.
This Kyoto Accord brings legitimacy to crypto.
Okay.
And it makes institutions and everyday people feel safer about diving in.
So it's kind of like a stamp of approval, like this is for real.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's like suddenly everyone's playing by the same rules.
Right.
Which, let's face it, that's
Yeah.
usually when things start to get really interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's not just regulation, though.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
The tech itself leaps forward
The
too.
technology itself.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're talking quantum-resistant encryption
wow.
for security and something called eco-chain.
Eco-chain.
And yeah,
I like the sound of that.
it's this carbon-neutral blockchain.
So like an environmentally friendly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Environmentally friendly. How realistic is that, by the way?
Well, that's a great question.
What's powering this magical eco-chain?
I think the point the novel is making is
Yeah.
that the sustainability concerns around crypto
Yeah.
are valid,
Right.
and this is kind of a
Yeah.
fictional but plausible solution.
Right.
I mean, imagine blockchains using proof of stake. You know, where instead of this energy-intensive mining,
Yeah.
you know, validators are chosen based on how much crypto they hold.
Right.
Or maybe
No.
it's using, you know, it's tapping into renewable energy sources,
Right.
you know, to minimize its carbon footprint.
So it's addressing a real-world
Yeah.
problem
Exactly.
with a fictional solution.
Right.
But it's plausible.
It gives you something to think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got regulation,
Uh-huh.
making crypto legit.
Yes.
We've got the tech advancements, making it more sustainable.
More appealing.
But how does this actually impact people?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Right.
That's the big question.
Like, how does this play out in the real world?
Right.
Well, that's where Maria comes in.
Maria?
She's this Venezuelan artist,
Oh.
or a DeFi advocate,
Okay.
and she builds a universal basic income system,
Wow.
or UBI on a blockchain.
A UBI on a blockchain.
Yeah.
Okay.
For those of us who aren't like DeFi wizards,
Right.
how does that even work?
It's actually pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
You imagine a smart contract, which is essentially a self-executing agreement on the blockchain,
Okay.
programmed to distribute a set amount of cryptocurrency
Okay.
to everyone who qualifies for the UBI, and it bypasses traditional institutions.
Right.
So you're not going through banks,
Right.
governments. It's direct. It puts the aid directly in the hands of those who need it.
Yeah, and this lack of trust
Yeah.
in traditional systems.
Uh-huh.
It's like a big theme here.
It is. It's like this whole idea of power to the people.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course,
Of course.
not everyone is happy about this shift.
Yeah, there's always pushback.
Enter Elias.
Elias?
He's this Wall Street trader
Okay.
who sees crypto as a threat.
Makes sense. It's disrupting everything he knows.
Totally.
Yeah.
And to make things even spicier,
A
there's a cyber attack
cyber attack.
on a major exchange.
Okay.
Now, before you panic,
Yeah.
this attack is actually thwarted
Oh, good.
thanks to that fancy quantum encryption.
Quantum encryption saves the day.
But it does show
It shows
that even in this like futuristic world, no system is perfect.
No system is perfect.
And this event plays right into the hands of these crypto skeptics.
Right, of course.
The media goes into overdrive, screaming about Bubble 2.0.
Bubble 2.0, here we go again.
Which, let's be honest, that's not exactly helping anyone make rational decisions.
Yeah, fear-mongering never does.
So this is where the tension really ramps up.
Okay.
This group of hedge funds, threatened by crypto's rise, they decide to launch a coordinated attack.
On what?
On Bitcoin.
On Bitcoin.
They're basically trying to short it into oblivion.
They're trying to short Bitcoin. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you explain what shorting is?
So shorting is basically when you borrow an asset, like Bitcoin in this case, you sell it at the current market price.
Okay.
Hoping to buy it back later at a lower price.
Yeah.
And then you pocket the difference.
Okay.
So it's a very risky move.
Yeah.
Because if the price goes up instead of down, you can lose a lot of money.
Yeah, so these hedge funds, they're betting against Bitcoin.
They're betting against Bitcoin.
And they're hoping to like make a killing.
Right.
But here's the twist.
Okay.
They underestimate.
They underestimate.
The power of the people.
The power of the people.
Everyday investors. Organized through these things called DAOs.
DAOs, yeah.
Basically act like online communities.
Okay.
With shared goals.
Okay.
They band together.
Okay.
And they buy the dip.
They buy the dip. So they see the price going down, and they see that as an opportunity
to
buy low.
Now, you mentioned DAOs before.
Yeah, I did.
Can you quickly remind us what they are and how they enable this kind of collective action?
So a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, is essentially a group of people who come together online.
Yeah.
They pool their resources.
Right.
And they make decisions collectively through smart contracts so they can coordinate their actions in a way that was previously unimaginable.
Like very efficiently. Yeah. Very efficiently and transparently.
So basically it's like the Avengers Endgame of finance with everyday investors assembling to take on the big bad hedge funds.
That's a great analogy.
And guess what?
Right.
They succeed.
They succeed.
The hedge funds are forced to buy back Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
At a much higher price.
Ouch.
To cover their losses.
That's gotta hurt.
It's a massive short squeeze.
Short squeeze.
And boom, Bitcoin explodes to $250,000.
$250K.
Ethereum hits $20,000.
Wow.
And the whole financial world is shaken.
That's a major power shift.
It's a pretty dramatic scenario.
It is.
But it does make you wonder.
What's that?
Could we actually see this kind of coordinated action from retail investors in the real world?
That's it. That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
I think we're already seeing some early signs of this.
Like what?
Like, you know, there was the Constitution DAO.
Right.
Where a bunch of people got together.
To try to buy a copy of the Constitution.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't work out in the end.
Right.
But it showed the potential.
Yeah.
For people to coordinate their actions and pool resources.
Through these DAOs.
Through a DAO, exactly.
So it's like a taste of what could be.
Right. A taste of the future.
Fast forward to 2030.
Okay.
And the world looks very different.
Oh, so?
Nations are holding digital reserves.
Wow.
The UN is using blockchain for aid distribution.
So they're really embracing this technology.
It's mainstream.
Mainstream.
And even our skeptical trader Elias has come around to the idea of crypto.
He's seen the light.
He's seen the light.
He had to.
So what does this fictional future tell us about our present reality?
I think it highlights these trends that are already happening, like the fact that regulation is coming to crypto, whether we like it or not. The technology is advancing rapidly, and there's this growing distrust in centralized systems.
Yeah, all of those together, it's like...
creating kind of a perfect storm for crypto to go mainstream.
The question is, what role will you play?
What role will I play?
In this evolving landscape?
That's a great question to leave people with.
The Dawn of Decentralia is a work of fiction.
Yes.
But it paints a vivid picture.
It does.
Of what could be.
It's definitely thought-provoking.
So if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity,
I
encourage you to learn more about the real-world projects and developments that are shaping the future of finance.
There's a lot happening out there.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
I think people would be. It's a really fascinating space to watch.
Yeah.